Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. My name is Crow, and today we have another story called Crow's Infection Outbreak Encounter, brought to you by Tab's Killer. Mr. Death has vampires, which can bite blood from the dead to absorb their souls. Okay, sure. Vampires that can suck the non-existent blood out of beings that don't even have flesh. But then again, they can just be like soul energy. Maybe the vampires are sucking out the soul energy of these skeletons. Mr. Death is here, his vampires are here, and this is the prologue to what's about to happen. This is like the warm-up to what's about to happen. Some sort of infection outbreak, some sort of thing, some sort of crazy thing in Totally Accurate Battle Simulator as Mr. Death comes in and cleans up all these silly skeletons. But one night, Mr. Death sees his army turning on him right before he sees them selling the souls. Probably they're corrupted or infected. So his army, Mr. Death's army, is turning on him. And now Mr. Death himself, the leader of the undead realm, seems to be usurped, seems to be losing to his own army. What's happening? What is going on? Why is Mr. Death being attacked? After entering the real world, the corrupted skeleton army attacks the tribals, including Manny the Mammoth. So it's something wrong with the skeleton army. There's something about them. They're no longer under the control of Mr. Death himself. There's some sort of infection running through them that's making them revolt against his power and attack everyone else in the world, including Manny the Mammoth. Not Manny. Why is it always Manny or Manny the Mammoth? I know he's a big fat target, and that makes it easy for enemies to attack him, which is completely rude and mean, and Manny is trying his best. Ooh, he's looking a little cold there. Maybe that soul energy is hitting Manny. That soul energy from the Soul Keepers attacking our poor mammoth friend who is surrounded and goes in for the big trunk attack. The big trunk attack on all those skeletons. Manny's upside down. You doing a flip there, bud? Is it all the vampires up your butt? Oh no, Manny went down. And the tribal faction was destroyed by these infected skeletons. The Shaman of Crowism declared an emergency meeting with the remaining tribals and spawned myself, Crow, and what I see, not only skeletons but vampires, are not ordinary. These are vampires that turn people into vampires. Should I consider using my god powers or leaving it? Well, it seems like we are the red team, and there's the Knight of Crow and the Shaman of Crowism. We have all these vampires, so I might need to step in here and just wipe out this blue army. He said god powers. I get to use them. I didn't use them in the last episode. I want to use them here. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, that was beautiful. Now, how many units are still alive? I think a handful of the vampire bats have made it. Where are we going? What? Where are we going? Anyone? What did I do? Okay, let's try this again and make sure that nobody survives. Big old boom, big old explosion. Oh, I see like two bats. So we're just gonna blow up this bat right here. Goodbye. And then we're gonna blow up, I think there was a bat over here. Oh, there he is. Hello, Mr. Vampire Bat with the hairline that's all crazy and stuff. Oh, I see movement. I see a single bat trying to fly and he's not gonna survive. There we go. All right, on to the next chapter. I fled to the farmers, including Larry, Helga, Sarge, and Sammy the Scarecrow, to warn them about this outbreak. They were all fully prepared, with Bob Ross to flame the skeletons. There's Bob Ross with his patented fire dragon cart, because that's what Bob Ross does. He makes fire dragon carts. And over here we have all of our heroes, and they're already aware of the moving and impromptu, the impending vampire infection, skeleton infection. We still don't have a name for what's happening here. All we know is that these vampires and skeletons have turned on Mr. Death and are now fighting. There's a lot going on there. So I'm just gonna come over here and I'm gonna go boom, boom, and then boom, and deal with the skeletons in the back, because there's a lot of fighting here in the front. Red units, Larry. Oh, Larry's offering bomb support, and Sarge is offering. Oh, Larry, stop drinking your own stock. You know the rules. Oh, not looking good. Not looking good. I had to step in. Sammy the Scarecrow called an urgent conference, including Mr. Death, who barely escaped. But not Teeny Tiny Timmy, because he's quarantined. But more vampires come in, and they bought someone that Sammy hates. Who do they bring that Sammy hates? Oh, it's the clan people. For some reason, they've corrupted the clan people. These vampires seem to be spreading this infection through their bites. and have corrupted the clan people. Mr. Death himself is here. He's ready for redemption. He's ready to get vengeance on what his minions have done, how his minions have banished, have turned on all of his team. Allow me to get the clan people. Thanks. Hold on, that was a female voice. I didn't know it. But clan people are actually girls. What do you know, Mr. Death? Mr. Death? Is there a vampire hiding in here? What's going on? Sorry, I blew up a whole bunch of you. I'm trying to find the vampires. We fled in both directions. Helga hurries to Bjorn, while Larry and I fled to King Philip to warn them, and they already heard from the Shaman of Crowism. Prepared with General Rocky, John, and Kira, there is a 100% chance of success here because Kira is here and she's ready to throw down. Why Kira's on the side of King Philip? You know what? When there is this kind of a problem, you band together and you work together. In go our armies. Oh, look at all these beautiful vampires. I can't not do anything. They're all in a lovely row there for me to blow up just like that. Isn't that wonderful? Skeleton parts raining down from the skies above. I love it. In goes the army of King Philip, and they all seem to be working together, banding together to defeat this evil vampire infection. We're just gonna call it the vampire infection because it's vampires. Benny also had to quarantine while we discussed King Philip of the symptoms and how to cure it. We told them that if the units get bitten fully by vampires, then they transform into vampires, and we also told them that the tribal has gone on full lockdown. Guys, this vampire plague is no joke. The evil vampires seem to be... I hear them. I hear the vampires. Are they fighting beneath? They're fighting underneath. Oh, that's insane. What are the vampires doing down here in the underworld? We traveled to the ancients, but Zeus puts the blame on Larry for starting this outbreak, even though he didn't start it. Artemis sees what happened and joined the alliance with us. It always seems to be that when these situations arise, Zeus is always the one to turn on his teammates, and Artemis is always the one to join us. Hey, Cupids are here too. Interesting. Let's go and defeat... Oh, Larry. Of course he had to be up front. Could you let someone else take the brunt of things? I like how General John is charging around, distracting all the troops who were chasing General John. And luckily, Kira the Pirate Queen, King Philip, and everybody is able to move in. No, you know, Mr. Melissa, you can stop anytime now. Is able to move in and destroy all of these armies. A couple archers left, chilling, hanging out. A couple of people making out. I see Kira the Pirate Queen is in love with Cupid right now. They move to Mount Olympus as we see more skeletons and vampires. I come across the distance there. Our secret units fully prepared, but it's too late. So the vampire plague continues to spread. Our heroes are here to defend them. We have a bunch of skeletons here, and in the back, oh, we have some teammates here. A handful of red team, but it says it was too late. But what if it's not too late? What if I just come over here, right? Just come over here and drop some of these explosives, right? And we save these lovely people, right? What if I just become a god and do my god thing and save these lovely red people just like this? Here we go, boom! And the red people are saved, right? Oh, there's a couple vampires. Oh no, it's a vampire that Chuko knew. But don't worry, our teammates have them. I understand that they were supposed to die, but I don't want them to die. I want them to live. I want them to live. I think everybody deserves to live. We don't pick and choose who gets to live here. Everybody deserves to live. The Alliance heads back to King Philip's kingdom to find a way to cure the units who have been turned into vampires. Meanwhile, Helga fled to Bjorn's kingdom, where they are fully armed with Benvin and Jack. I have vague memories of Benvin and Jack. And look at all these units. Things are not looking good for our lovely team over there. I'm just going to help in the back. Oh, the vampires, most of them tried to flee. Now, a few of them succeeded, but don't worry. Fireworks help. Oh, there's a bunch of soul keepers here. There's a whole bunch of units, a bunch of Helga the headbutters, berserkers. Hugo is here. Bjorn is here. There's the real Helga. And Euler, the god Euler, is here to fight the vampire plague. Valkyries are in, making short work. Oh, wow. That was a destructive effort by Bjorn and his amazing Vikings. As the four investigate, they see Hugo surrounded by fire. They try to hurry, but it's too late. Hugo, no! Hugo being attacked! And you can see the heroes in the background trying to get to Hugo. Hugo tries to break through the line of the evil skeleton archers, but it wasn't enough. The friends couldn't make it in time. Hugo goes down. Bjorn's friends join the alliance with King Philip, while Benny and Teeny Tiny Timmy do social distancing. But just then, more corrupted skeletons come in. Oh, and by the way, I'm on the left side next to King... I'm on the side of King... Where's Philip? Philip! King Philip... Oh, there he is. Oh, this is me. This is the Night Crow, and this is General Rocky. Got it. And now they move in on these vampires and skeletons. The vampire plague continuing to wreak havoc here in the world of tabs, but luckily we are working together, banding together to defeat the vampire plague. The vampire plague. English is hard. Oh, skeletons getting absolutely wrecked here. And once again, realm by realm, our heroes are defeating the plague. Meanwhile, in the Renaissance City, the three musketeers have training with his students, but instead skeletons appear, and they thought this was their chance. The three musketeers are now fighting against the vampire plague. And what are their names? D'Artagnan? No, D'Artagnan was the fourth musketeer. I can never remember the three musketeers' names. Oh my goodness. That's so mean. All right, enough out of you skeletons. Time to go. Let's continue the story. As the Alliance enters, King Philip tells the remaining units to stay inside while he patrols the city. He praises the three musketeers and says, "We need them to this kingdom. We need stronger units like you," and invited them to his kingdom, but more vampires and skeletons came in. Oh, and by the way, I gave you unlimited budget every level I create. What? I have unlimited budgets? Oh, you give me unlimited budgets. Oh, I can't put units over here. All right, fine. Mr. Death, Mr. Death, Mr. Death, Mr. Death, Mr. Death. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. You should never have given me unlimited budgets. Now I'm going to destroy your silly armies. You think one Mr. Death is a problem? How about 5 Mr. Deaths completely ransacking and demolishing your vampire army? With the power of Mr. Death on my side, I will not lose. I knew it! It was Vulcan again, and Vlad the Impaler who did it. We have turned on the switch at my tower and made Mr. Death's puny skeletons on him and used scandals so we can take over the world, said Vulcan. Oh, it's Vulcan. It's always Vulcan. Hey, look, it's Vulcan. I'm gonna blow Vulcan up. Every time we make these massive battles with 500 units that completely break my computer, make it not fun to watch, I'm just gonna blow them up like this. Use the power of my god powers to make the fight last a whole lot shorter. Because, man, these massive battles are so hard. It's always Vulcan, by the way, guys. It's always Vulcan. He's behind everything. If there is a problem, it's Vulcan. If your toilet plugs, it's Vulcan. While Vulcan and Vlad fled to his tower, King Philip takes Larry to the lab to help him to make the cure to the unit who got turned bitten into a vampire. Then Philip has an idea. Why don't we use your potion with cheerleaders? Oh, so they're making Larry try and figure out the cure to the vampire plague. And a superpowered Larry with potions is the way to do it. With the cure deployed and ready, the Alliance is counting on Larry as Vulcan sends his reinforcements. Sarge is next to Artemis and the Phalanx, so Vulcan is trying to finish off his armies and finish off his vampire plague potions, his vampire plague period, but Larry seems to have found the cure as the armies again move in and continue to demolish, continue to punish, continue to destroy these skeleton armies with their vampire plague as I toss in bombs to help out and finish these fights. Because they pushed their way forward towards the gate of Vulcan's tower while it was heavily guarded by the skeleton archers and the vampires and the Reaper, which is not Mr. Death. Of course there's a Reaper who's not Mr. Death, but you know what? There can be only one! There can be only one Mr. Death himself. Any other Mr. Deaths are just false pretenders, are fake Mr. Deaths, and we are just going to completely destroy all of this and move on to find Vulcan and end his reign of terror, end his vampire plague, because enough is enough. No more vampire plagues, no more plagues, period. We have to work together to defeat all of these plagues. We reach the Tower of Vulcan and we see more reinforcements and vampires, and I bet that there's a 9% chance that we can limit the blood vampire before the world falls in shadow. Okay, we're just gonna blow up this whole bloody tower and end Vulcan's reign. Have a lovely night, Tower of Death. Get exploded. Oh my god, the cameraman was knocked by that giant explosion. Oh, I'm so glad. I think we destroyed most of Vulcan's army here. And hopefully, the fight will be over nice and quick and easy from here. Kira's moving in. Red Jade. Pretty much everybody. The God Crow is a little sick and tired of this vampire plague and wants to demolish it. After Mr. Death turns the switch to turn the skeletons back to him, Larry's potions turn Vulcan and Vlad into raptors because Larry has raptor potions. If you guys... What is going on with this story? Why do we have raptor potions? Now the vampires are working for Mr. Death. The vampire plague is pretty much over, and Vulcan and them are now raptors, and... story. With the units being cured, the infection has been eradicated and everyone goes home. I look back and reflect on how terrifying the infection is, but I'm glad it's gone. It's over. We have beaten the infection. It took me exploding the armies over and over and over and over and over, but the vampire infection is no more.